Half-Life is a game that revolutionized the industry. Released in 1998, Valve broke onto the scene with their first game, a sci-fi horror first-person shooter game. With the first game's success earning over $8.6 million in the year of its release, a sequel was sure to be on the way. And in 2004, we got that sequel, Half-Life 2. These two games hold a lot of personal value to me, and I have a lot to say about them in their own right. But in this video, I will just be going over both of their stories and their art direction. In the first Half-Life game, you play as Gordon Freeman, a theoretical physicist employed with the Black Mesa Research Facility's testing department. An alien artifact is brought to the testing chamber that you are assigned to, and experiments must be conducted. But something goes wrong in the process, causing a resonance cascade that opens up a portal to a destructive alien dimension called Zen. You, as Gordon, must fight your way through the halls of Black Mesa and help the surviving scientists close the portal. After you close the portal, you are met by a mysterious person dubbed the G-Man, who has been watching Gordon's progress throughout Black Mesa. The G-Man explains that his employers would like to hire Gordon for his services. If you choose to accept, the G-Man congratulates you, and Gordon is placed into stasis. In the second Half-Life game, the story takes place almost 20 years after the initial incident. You wake up from stasis as Gordon Freeman, only to find that the world has been overtaken by an alien species known as the Combine. You are introduced to new characters: Alex Vance, the daughter of Eli Vance, a surviving scientist from the initial Black Mesa incident, as well as Dr. Kleiner and Barney, a security guard from the sector. As Gordon, you further find out that Dr. Wallace Breen, the former administrator of Black Mesa, negotiated for Earth's surrender as the Combine's puppet master. The surviving scientists and human resistance members to stop the Combine help Gordon navigate the new world and fight his way to the Citadel, where a giant teleporter is held, garnering power to let more alien forces through to Earth. As Dr. Wallace Breen tries to escape through the portal, Gordon destroys the reactor, causing a giant explosion. Just as the explosion is happening, the G-Man stops time and praises Gordon for his work, placing him back into stasis once more. The development and design of Half-Life was a long and initially grueling task. The project had been completely scrapped and back to the start to refine and build up the world that is Black Mesa and the alien dimension you soon travel to. The team had struggled to create a game that was fun in the start, but a clean board brought clear vision to it all. The sickly blues, greens, and yellows that stout the halls of Black Mesa inform the player of the environment. It is somewhat grounding in reality, amongst all the unleashed chaos of alien nature. Scenes play out in the world, and they feel all natural under the circumstances. The amount of time put into the laboratory brings everything together and makes for a linear stage as the story unfolds. Finally, the player reaches the world of Zen, and it is almost all stripped away. The structures and overgrowth of Zen takes hold. We see the aliens enacting in their own environment, and feel a sense of uncertainty until you've finally completed the section, leaving you in the hands of the G-Man. The second game picks up the world in a new state, 20 years later. Shambled, old European-styled buildings cover your introduction to City 17, and new technology brought by Combine forces slowly begin to eat away at what was once familiarity. Standing in the center of the city is the Citadel. The building shoots up past the skies, and once we finally get a look inside, we can see the unnatural blue and white lighting. Other environments you travel through, such as the abandoned city Ravenholm, are classic horror style, embracing the darkness and creativity, as one of the weapons you newly receive is the gravity gun. The gravity gun is exactly as it sounds. It attracts objects that the player holds their cursor on, and it drags it towards them. Ravenholm leaves room for a lot of fun. It's full of saw blades that you can then throw at zombies and chop in half. The city is also full of traps that allow the player to experiment with all of the physics tools that the game has given them. Ravenholm is probably one of my most favorite sections of the game. Half-Life is a revolutionary series that continues to up the industry standards each time something new from it is released. With the most recent installment being Half-Life Alyx, it is probably one of the most impressive VR games to date. I had the chance to play some of the game myself, and I had a lot of fun just messing around with all the props and the environment that you are put into. The franchise still has so much to offer, and I am excited to see what comes next in the story of Half-Life.